simply for the fact that we can understand things, we can relate to each other, we can understand what is going on with oneself, with others. Of course, even with animals, they can also relate, and they have all the basic abilities, of course, such as for survival and to communicate. But more than that, we can really share almost everything that we experience, particularly through verbally or through our speech. We can almost share anything. That's why it's a very unique opportunity. Of course, today we are just receiving, like also yesterday, a blessing empowerment. It will really help us. The real blessing will start taking place during our practice, when we maintain our practice. Like today, we will have, what we're having is like an introduction. And those of us who have already the empowerment is like stabilizing our confidence and devotion. But the real blessing, as I said, will really start to take place when every time we practice, whenever. The more we practice, the more we will understand about Chenrizig, and comparing what the text says, what the teachers explain, and then with our daily lives experience with each other, then we are able to compare what is this compassion. The more we understand, the more blessing we have. In many ways, I think there is nothing really mystical about blessing. The main thing is understanding and absorbing more knowledge. The more knowledge we have, less confusion we have. As we have less and less confusion, and then we can really relate to each other, and that's when the compassion really starts to grow. In practicality, the practice or the way we somehow get the way we develop the quality of the Chenrizig is, I think, first we begin within a very safe area. From my understanding is that we begin with, well, in this life, we are fortunate to have individuals already from the moment we are born to trust, let's say, like, to feel safe, to feel protected, such as the closeness of one's parents and siblings. I think that is a very good training ground, because without much difficulty, we can already practice compassion, and we can relate better naturally. Of course, if there are failures in terms of the practice, there isn't that big of a damage. And then, of course, one has to be also very aware of, watchful of not making too many mistakes. I think in time, with patience and diligence, then the compassion will grow, and then, of course, together with our own life experience, and together with the growth of the practice, then one can somehow naturally expand the radar, so to speak, or the sphere, so to speak, of the compassion wider and wider. But in meditation, there is, of course, there is no rule in terms of, there is no restriction. So that's why during meditation one has to, it's always beneficial to focus on all sentient beings, not limited. The qualities, then of course the more enthusiasm we'll get, and then everything will be good. I think the trick is always train the mind to think that it is possible. It isn't that big of a challenge. If you think it's difficult, then it will become more difficult. If you think it's easy, then even though it's not easy, first I think it will start to look easy, and then after some time it will really feel easy. And in the end, it is easy, so there's nothing to do anymore. That's how you, I think, practice. Of course, it depends on how comfortable you feel. Some like it very small, some like it very big. I mean, I prefer, it's a life size.
Is it?
Life size, my size. As we know, or if you don't know, then it is very important to meditate the toe, the right toe of the Dorje Sempa. And the point is that then we meditate, as we recite the 100 syllables, then the Dorje Sempa starts to somehow produce the nectar, or actually in some words it's like sweat. Sweat. And then we meditate this good sweat, somehow dropping from the body, and then somehow dropping from the tip of the right toe. We meditate this very special, this toe on right above on the top of our head, and then we meditate that this nectar entering into our body, from the toe, and dropping, the nectar drops and enters into our body. Just like a container is being filled with a liquid, then we meditate that this nectar is filling our body. That's how we meditate. We recite the 100 syllables, and as we recite more and more, then this nectar is more and more produced. And by the end of the recitation, then we meditate that our body is completely filled with the nectar. Finally, then the whole essence of body, speech, and mind is purified of any dirt. Then during the recitation, try not to, let's say, get distracted, and also not the opposite, which is then to lose focus and drift into, well, basically like sleep and so on and so forth. Those, one drifting into thoughts, they are into elaborations of the mind, of the thoughts, and one becoming too dull. These are known as the two obstacles of focus. When we focus, when we concentrate, when we meditate, we have two obstacles. Yeah. One is that our mind gets distracted. That's one obstacle, and then the other is that the mind becomes too dull. When you have, if you can see that sense that the mind is distracting, then just without too much force, just try to bring it back. And if you feel the opposite, let's say like feeling tired and numb and sleepy, then maybe try to focus on the sweat of the Dorje Sempa. Then basically one shouldn't force too much, one shouldn't force the mind too much in the end.